Welcome back to the Truckcamper life, and it's Richard here, and today is a much better day than we've had all week. The sun is out. I went running first thing at 7:30 this morning, and it was the light was coming up, and it was a beautiful morning. And I went on the River Medway in Maidstone where I live, and about 6 miles, and it was a gorgeous time. I go running normally about twice a week, so this is the second one, but it did really want to get me going this morning. And so much so I thought, right, I'm going to, I think I'll make a video today. This is episode 6 of Truckcamper Life. And today I'm going to share with you a few things that I've been doing over the last few days. I have been quite busy working wise, and also it's been very cold and wet. Today we have a cool 11 degrees, and I've got the back window here open to let a bit of air the camper out. So I recently had a birthday, and this last weekend, and so I had some presents given to me, and one of them came from two people that, if you follow my channel regularly, and if you haven't, go back and look at some of the others. My son James and his wife Penny came over and presented me with a very nice present, which was this here. I'm not sponsored by any of these items I'm going to show you, by the way. I don't do sponsorships, at least I've not been approached for any, but I thought I'd just share this with you. So the first one is Long Bay. So these are, I'd never come across this, they're washable, machine washable, on and off, indoor and outdoor shoes. And the idea is that James and Penny thought, well, as I'm in and out of this camper van when I'm away, I mean, I tend to wear some easy slip-on shoes, you know, but they bought me, that's the label, bought me these. So yes, they're very comfortable, they're padded, and they've got this bit at the back you can pull them on. I normally use Skechers, actually. I've got a pair of Skechers on today, but these look quite nice. I'm going to try these out when I go away, see what, because when you're in and out all the time, you know, you don't want to walk dirt into the van, so you tend to take your shoes off. Or if I'm tenting, if I'm using my tent, my huge tent that I take with me sometimes, you may have seen on previous videos when I was down in Worthing with Colin, my friend, I tend to slip things off and just use my socks. But yes, so these are very nice, and I thank James and Penny for them. So I'm going to try those out. This size I think is medium, which is 9, 10, UK 8 and 9, so I think I'll be all right. And they're they're padded. They've got this very nice foam toweling padding. They're machine washable too, so if they get too muddy, they've got a nice sole on here. If you're in a field or something, you can do that. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that, James and Penny. If you're listening in, I know sometimes you do. So thank you very much. So that's the first thing. So I was really pleased about those. The other thing I got from John Lewis is a nice couple of pillows. These ones. This is the these are the washable pillow pair, and these I thought were really nice. I've had Johnny Lou's stuff before, and these were actually sold in Waitrose. At the end of the year, Waitrose tend to put other items on their stand, and like blankets. Now, I've also got a very nice set of duvet cover set, which I'll put a picture in, so I haven't brought that out. I've left that in the house, and that will go nicely, and also a very nice bottom sheet that was not part of the set. The duvet set I got from my local charity shop, Bernardo's. They were selling new items. Don't get worried, it's not second-hand stuff. New items, and the whole set was about 30 quid, and I'll put a picture out. But the bottom sheet came from Waitrose, as did these pillows, which I recommend. They're very soft. And so I've got a duvet that I'm going to use, and that came from Amazon. I've had that a few years now. I tend to take it away when I go camping, and then use my sleeping bag at the same time. I've got the sleeping bag here as like a backup, so that, and then I've also put in my portable gas heater as an emergency, and also the little cooker that I take with me as an emergency in case I run out of gas, which I hope I won't, but it's always good to have these. And because we've got some very good front lockers in the front of the van, the front of the mounted board, there's loads of room there, so I'm going to utilize that for emergency stuff as well. One thing I always take with me when I go away, and even here, is a hot water bottle. So because I'm nice, I like to be nice and toasty. I even take a blanket sometimes, because in a tent, even though it's a very nice, it's a air support tent. It's one that you blow up the side bits with a nice pump, but I always take a hot water bottle, even when I go and stay in a hostel sometimes, which I've done with my walking group, Outdoor Lads. So I'm looking forward to that. So yes, but hopefully I won't need it. I can chuck the water bottle, on the floor if I don't need it. But it's best to be too warm than too cold, isn't it? Particularly about that. So there we go. The other thing that I've done, I've actually invested in a new tyre inflator, it's called, and it's this one here. Oops, sorry, I just touched the camera. This one here, I got this on I think it was Amazon, or was it eBay, one of the two, this one. And I'll put a picture of this in the description for you, and a link, because it comes with a little bag as well that you can put things in. I've actually utilized an old blood pressure bag that I've had when I was doing my clinical work, and so it sits very nicely in here, and you can leave the connection on actually. So this one here, and I'll demonstrate that. I thought I'd demonstrate that for you this afternoon. It's with a USB connection, and also you get some adjustment bits as well, the usual stuff. One for a football, I suppose, and also for a different size valve top, which I have got on the bike that I'm taking with me, so I need that. And this is by, it's in German as well. Oh, inflator, here we go. Now, I'm not sure who this is by, this one. I'll have to put a link in there for you. But it's cordless, and it was quite handy. I thought the size of it was quite useful, quite lightweight. It's obviously got lithium batteries in there, and you can also set, if I switch it on, you can set the there we go, it's set at 30 psi, which is for most things. The reason I bought it is because when I was pumping the tyres up for the truck, Max, the truck here on the Hilux, they were really low, and so I got my foot pump out, and the poor old foot pump was really struggling, because not my leg was struggling, but the foot pump was struggling to reach the right inflation psi. So I think, or 2 bar is it? I think it is about 30. So I thought I'd invest. So I invested in this one, and I thought we'd demonstrate it this afternoon when I've got some bikes I need to inflate. It comes with a label. It's by a company called Snyder Tire Inflator. There we go. So yeah, I'll put a link below, and after we've demonstrated, but it was quite reasonably priced. I think it was about, was it under 20 quid or something? And also it's got a light on here, so you can, if you like, you can, where is it, SOS? If I switch it on, there we go, switch it on, there we go. Then I think you can press, there we go, a light, a red one, and it flashes. I know I've never met anybody who's used that in an emergency, but I'm sure there are people out there. And then you can set, it's got a battery level here, which is full, and then there's different little symbols. That's for car, and then you can, I think you can alter it to that one's for, you can see that, not motorcycle, and then the next one is for bicycle. I'm not sure what the difference would be, quite honestly, and that's for football. Perhaps it's the pressure, the amount of pressure that comes out, and then it says the PSI, and then it goes back to start again. So yes, So I'm going to set it for 30, I think. There we go. That should be okay. That's fine. And then you can turn it off at the end. And there we go. So I'll demonstrate that when I get it, when we've finished. And so stay with me for that and see if you're interested to know. If you're looking for another inflator, there are others on the market. I've seen several on QVC that I quite like, but they're very expensive. And they do multitude of things. But really all I'm after is something just to inflate tyres, and I can take it with me. But that's the original box it comes in. But I just found something else to put it in. So that's the other thing I'm doing. The other thing is that I was looking for a nice DAB radio to have in the back part here. I've got one in the front now, and I'll explain that when we get that far. But I found one on eBay, and it's this one. It's called the Roberts Expression. So the Roberts Expression is quite a nice set. What I liked about it was that it's extremely heavy. It actually weighs 4 pounds without the batteries. I checked on the scales, 5 pounds with the batteries. I think it takes 4 large D-cell batteries, which I've got spares in here. But it also, it fits nicely, and I put a picture where I keep it in the back part of the camper here. It comes, well, it didn't come with the instructions, but I downloaded the instructions from the internet, and so it gives you quite a lot of information here. And so yes, these were built, I think, for about 5 years, and it's not that old. 2016 to 2018 I think they produced this. But yeah, so let me just switch this on for you. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike. Just see, I've got Times radio here. It comes up with a nice there we go. It's on Classic FM. You might be able to see that. And he's tuning in. Tuning. It says it's now tuning. It's probably trying to find the stations. Nothing's happening so far, but it might be. It was working all right the other day. It's probably, because I'm on camera, it's probably telling me, we're not going to play ball with you, Richard. Well, I've had it going all the time I've been working out here, so it's probably because I've moved it. Now tuning, now tuning, now tuning. Okay, well, I'll leave it over there, and then we can talk more about other things, and it will probably come on when it's ready. So the last thing I just thought I'd show you this afternoon, from this perspective, that is that as you know, I've got some very nice under cabinet lights, and these ones. And in my workshop, which is my garage basically, I found, which is set up as my workshop, I found some more. So I've actually brought those along. But one thing that was missing was the magnetic strips that go with them. So I've managed to find some more of those on the internet. So this is the little lighted thing here. These I've had a while. There we go, look. You could set it for auto. Is this doing anything? It says it's still tuning. Okay. Perhaps if I put the aerial up, it might help. It hasn't needed the aerial up. Let's see what it does now. Very strange. Not a dicky bird. Okay, let's turn it off. And let's turn it on again. The old computer ad, if in doubt, turn it off and turn it on. So yeah, it says it's tuning now. It might be today that it doesn't want to play ball with me. So anyway, so what I did, I went on the internet, I went on eBay, and I was looking for the little clippy bits that go with the, if I show you what I've got already, these little bits here, the bits, the magnetic strips, and then you put them on to here, and then these are the metal bits which connect to it, and then you take the back of that off and you stick that to wherever you want to stick it to, and it will then work. So I sent off on Amazon for some new strips. When they arrived, all I received was the metal bits, not the magnetic bits, and yet the description was quite clear: magnetic strips to be used with under cabinet lighting. So I phoned up Amazon and the man was very happy the other end to chat to me about it, and I said, this is mis-selling basically, because you're telling me something that doesn't work. Anyway, I've sent it back and I've already had a refund. So I've now managed to find some other ones. This is by Do It Yourself Doctor. I'll put a link to all these things for you. And these are two different, A and B they call these. So this is A and this is B. And then what you do is you cut them off to length, like I've done with this one. The strip that sticks is actually by 3M, which is quite good. And then you just connect the two together. So that's the bit that goes there and that's the other bit. And then you just they literally magnetically stick together, and then you can use that on under cabinet stuff. So that's quite good. So I've got several of those now. So I think I'll have enough for a while. And I've got, these come in 2 meter lengths, which is quite a lot. They're quite heavy, 2 meter lengths. So they're made of some sort of alloy, metal alloy, which allows them to stick on that basis. Does the radio working? No. Oh, hang on. Yes, it is now. It's nothing's happening though. It says light classical. I just wonder why we have no sound. Nothing at all. How very strange. Okay, I'll look into that. Anyway, yes, so yeah, okay. So that's that bit of the video. Also, I've got my famous Buddha with me today. You may remember, if you looked at the previous video, I had this, and I've had him in Sunshine, the camper van, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, and I painted him gold, because gold is a very good colour. So I'm going to fit something underneath there so he doesn't slide around when he's on the journey with me. I wouldn't want to break him. He's made of like a paste type stuff as well. So there we go. Yes, on that basis. So on that note, I'll see you shortly. So there we are. I've got to manage to get the classic FM working. So there you can see that. And as you can hear, I know we can hear it through your own speakers, but it is a very nice sound as well. So yes, so I'm very happy. And what I liked about this radio was that the sort of wood grain actually matches the sort of wood grain of the camper itself. So I quite liked that. But I normally have it up in here, and then he can lie in there quite safely and won't actually get thrown around when I'm on the journey. So yes, so there we go. Yeah, so thank you eBay. The other thing, I've got another radio in the cab, which I'll show you how I've set that up to get DAB as well. And there he is working away in his cupboard. I've put it on a bit of foam so that it raises the speaker slightly, but it's perfectly acceptable. It's a sort of double speaker system I've got in here, but I thought it was quite nice and works extremely well. So yeah, let's just finish that little part of the episode off. So these are the two items here. There's the William Morris honeysuckle double duvet set. So that's for a double bed, which that mattress is, double mattress. And that's obviously the duvet and the two pillowcases. And then the bottom sheet, I've got the Johnny Lou Any Day and Partner one, brown, so it sort of matches. And then I'll put a sheet with that. I always have a sheet between myself and the duvet. I don't know, it's just me that does that. But yes, just thought I'd give you a bit of an update there. So I'm going to test the little tire inflator out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little Paseo, my 124 Roadster, and check that out, because these tyres are 30 or 29, if we say 30 for argument's sake. So I'm going to take the cap off, and then I'm going to check this. You might be able to see that. Whoops. Whoops. This is okay, so it's well done, this one. This is well below 30, so I'm going to put the inflator on. Just bear with me a second. I've done the other two tyres, and I've done my bike as well, so push bike, so and then I'm going to switch on. You might be able to see that. Da-da-da. There we go. Might be able to see that in shot. Just about. So I'm going to switch it on. There we go. So it's okay. So it's saying 21 out of 30. So then I'm going to press the start. Sorry about the noise. 22, 23. Four. This car has been sitting here a while, so it's probably why the tyres have gone down a bit. Been busy doing the truck. And what it will do is when we get to 30 it will stop. 26. Quite a small unit, I have to say. Are you getting there? I feel it struggling there a bit, or pressurising. 29 and a half. There we go, 30s, dead on. So, and when I checked the others against the gauge, which I was using, this gauge here, it was smack on. So I imagine that's probably the same. So I have no doubt in doubting that. So that's 30 psi. So there we go. So I just thought I'd give you a demonstration about this little device. Well, good afternoon. It's a few days later since I did that last video, and I would have done this part of the video in the Truckcamper, but the weather has been so awful today. We've had torrential rains and another storm that's been coming through, and quite honestly it's quite cold out there, so I thought I'd do this part of the video for episode 6 in front of you and in the nice warmth of my nice office come music room here in the main house. So I'm going to talk to you about a few things I purchased most recently this week, and hopefully you'll like those and see how that enhances the Truckcamper and as well. Little update about Sunshine. Unfortunately, Sunshine has had to go back to Red Oak Garage in Maidstone because I suddenly discovered, well, it's been there all the time since I brought him back. We've got a gearbox oil leak and it's been getting worse, and I put a tray underneath while he's on the driveway, and so I had a chat with the garage and I drove him back there yesterday. The engine part is running absolutely well. Always seems running a bit fast for me, but I think that's possibly the right speed. I got used to a slower tick over, but there's no flat spots anymore, those of you who've been following along, and I'm sorry I haven't done an update, but the weather's been so awful. And of course he's is available on Auto Trader if you know anyone who's interested to think about purchasing him. He's up for 28,000. He's certainly worth that in my view. The amount of work I've done, the amount of money I've spent on him too, and I still love him as part of the fleet. But obviously with Max the demountable and my work on that, Obviously I can't have too many cars. I've got 4 now, and I think that's quite sufficient, and and they can't all fit on the drive anyway, so it's a case of prioritising. So but he's gone back to the garage. I haven't heard anything today. I took him back yesterday, and which was Monday, and so I'm not sure. They did have some problems originally with sealing the 2 parts of the engine. I know Simon, who's done an excellent job, and on the rest of it. So I'm hoping to hear back, but that's why you haven't seen him. And I've now moved Max to where he was sitting. You might notice that in the up and coming videos. So it's easier. So Max is nearer the house, and I haven't got quite so far to walk down to drive to get to him and walking all the stuff. Anyway, I'll waffle on. So this afternoon I thought to talk to you about a few purchases I've made. But one I got for my birthday, another present for my birthday, was this very nice Nordic spa, and this comes in 2 parts. This is from Waitrose. These sell these. If I find a link, I'll put it down below with all the other links I've got to do. And it comes in this. It's from Man Cave, and so it's Man Cave Nordic Spa Shower Gel. Very, very nice. I haven't tried it yet. The cap broke, so I've had to sellotape this on. Otherwise, it all come out, I think, if I take it to the gym when I go. But it comes also with a very nice Nordic Spa sort of cologne, which comes in this sort of bottle here, and has a spray thing. Here we are. So, and I quite like this. It's got like sort of woody smell to it, so it's quite nice. Yeah, really looking forward to trying that out. I think it might still be available on Waitrose. But yes, what does it say on the side here? Calm the mind and body with a refreshing spa fragrance. So quite nice. So just thought I'd mention that in passing. That's the first thing. The other thing I went to my local supermarket in Maidstone, and I went to a place called The Range. Now you might have these all over the country. Let's take a sip of tea. Cheers everyone, it's nearly 3 o'clock. So there are several discount type places around, as we've got B&M in Maidstone. They sell quite cheap things, quite good quality stuff as well, quite a reasonable price. But The Range is quite near, and it was near where the garage was, where I took Sunshine. But I popped in there after I'd been to the gym on Sunday, and I was surprised how many people were walking around here. There's also another shop next door as well, which was selling similar things. But I got some very nice laundry hangers. Not very exciting, I know it is, but I thought I'd just share these with you. Clothes hangers, a pack of 10. I think these were about £3. £3 for 10, and they're nice. They've got nice rubbery bits on here, and they're rubberized, so they won't jingle around too much in the van. Not that I've been hearing it in the cab anyway, but I thought they were quite nice. They're called My Laundry, that's the range. So if you're interested, I've got these nice little dip bits here, so you can put your shirts and t-shirts on that. I won't be using as many as 10, I don't think, but I thought I could never have enough hangers in the house, so I thought perhaps I'd invest in those. That's the first thing. And then the next thing I'd got from The Range was this very nice spatula. So it's non-stick type, and I can use that too with the frying pan that I'm going to show you in a second. So that was a very nice purchase. I was really pleased with that, and it's quite a good size as well. Quite a nice size, a nice angle to get in the pan to get the fried eggs out. So that was that bit. Just put those over there. And then the next thing I got was this wonderful box of cooking pans here, and this is called My Kitchen, and is a cookware set. So and you get 4 pans. Now this was a total, I think it was £14.95 for a non-stick set of cookware, which I thought was quite amazing. I'll put a picture of that down there. And they're very nice. They come with lids. Now, when I looked on the internet, on the Range's website, they had a cheaper set of this. They were £9, £9 but they didn't come with lids. And I thought, well, you want to drain something, you need something to drain with. So I thought I'd invested a bit more. 14 quid against, no, not much in it really, is there? So no, it's a no-brainer. So it comes in a very nice box. So if I just pick them up, I'll show you them. So just stay with me a second. So we've got this. Hope there won't be too much clattering going on. I'll get this lot out. So these are the lids. Quite nice, and also they've got. What I quite like about saucepans is you can tighten them up. If you get these riveted ones, you can't tighten up. These are non-stick as well. They've got a rubberized top here. None of this is sponsored, by the way. It's just all my own money. That's the smaller one. So that's those, and then the actual pans themselves. This is sort of what I call. I suppose that's a milk saucepan size. And I think that's the lid for that one. There we go, look. So they've got a nice rim, nice sort of shiny rim here, but also when the stuff's boiling, it will actually form a seal around the outside. I always think that's a good idea. The handles themselves are only screwed in here, and they've got a nice handle as well. Obviously you've got to be careful you don't scratch the non-stick surface. And it could be, some of these surfaces have been found to be carcinogenic as well, so you have to be a bit careful with those. That's from a clinical perspective, as it were. But I quite like these, and they fit nicely in the top cupboard in the camper. It's been quite good. So that's that one, and then this one, a slightly larger one. You could put your vegetables in here quite easily, and that's the lid for that one. There we go. We are like that. That's quite nice. Nice size as well. So there we go. What else do we have? Oh, there's two more in here. I couldn't believe how much I was getting for the value, actually. Well, that's the more milk saucepan size, I suppose. There we go. There we go. So yeah, it's quite a good size, isn't it? And then I got the frying pan, which I thought was amazing. It's quite a deep. There's no lid with this one, but it's got a really deep fan, so you could do quite a lot. You could do quite nice. Put your steaks in there, or your, lamb chops in there with a bit of gravy or something. You could use it as an open pan like that. And they're all also rated for. I think it says on the side here for halogen, gas, and electric. And ceramic hobs, so that'd be alright for Caligas, weren't they? So I thought that was quite good. Come in this rather nice box. I've got rid of some of the inner packaging and the plastic, but I thought that was quite good value for money. So yeah, so there we go. And the last thing I purchased on the internet from it was from Amazon are these very nice set of 2 wireless wall lights. Here we go. And these are really nice. I've charged these up and I'll show you them in a minute. They come with these, 18 colours, flash mode, not that I really want flash mode, and also strobe mode, not really want that either, but all these colours on the side of the box here. And they are rechargeable, this very nice brass effect, and I'm going to put these either side of where I'm going to be sleeping. I'm going to sleep with my feet facing the window, the small window, with my head against what will become like a headboard there, and they're easy to fix. So I'm just going to take them out of the box and show you them. And I was really impressed actually. So there you go. So you get the USB cables. You get 2 of these very nice controllers which have one of those coin type batteries in, and they've got all the colours on here, so I'll show you those. And then there's 2 of those. And then this side you have a set of instructions. Not that really helps a great deal, I have to say. It's very nice padding as well. Then there's the bits of brackets, these brackets which fit onto the wall. There's like a bracket like this, and then this bit fits over the top of this once you put that on the wall, and then there's 2 holes in the side here. I'll show you when I fit them, and that's how you secure them. And then this bit here, a bit like the upright, I suppose, this goes here, in here, and there's a washer and a screw that goes on the back, and then the actual lamp piece fits on top, and I'll show you that in a second. I quite like these. And then they come like this. Just get rid of the box. A bit like Blue Peter, isn't it? So, so this is the light itself. This is the bit that fits on top of here, and it screws in. A bit like the black ones I've already got in the camper that you've seen before, but they're freestanding. And then this bit goes in here like that, so that fits onto the wall, I suppose. They're quite substantial. They're quite heavy, and they're like that. And then you control the whole thing with the controller. So if you want to switch it on, there we go. And then look, you've got quite a bright light. And then you can control, you've got yellow, white here. There we are, so quite bright. And then you've got the different colours. So you've got red, green and blue. But you also got in between bits you can do with that colour, or orange, or yellow, or whatever. So like that. So yeah, so quite nice green colour there. And then if you have it on, you can dim it as well. So make it dim. If I do white, and then that's brighter, you can dim it right down. So yeah. So obviously it lasts longer if you dim it right down. So it's quite good. And then you can just turn it off like that. So I thought they were very nice, very nice. I think they were about £25. Weren't that cheap. But I thought, well, you only buy these things once, and obviously they last, I think it's 120 hours or something on the lowest setting. So, and you can also touch them on the top here. So if you want to, you can just use the top there if you haven't got the controller with you. And if you touch it again, it'll then do the different colours as well, just by touching the top. So I thought it was quite good. So it's quite flexible. But really nice. But anyway, that was the last thing that I purchased, and I just thought I'd share that with you. And then the next part of the video, or next video, where I'll fit them and take it from there. But before I forget, and something I forgot from the beginning, thank you to everyone who actually has been watching the last 5 episodes. I hope you're enjoying this episode as much. There's loads more to come. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. YouTubers always say this, but if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And then that helps the analytics, and that spreads the word more. Special shout out to the Demountable Camper Group and Mike Brown and the team. I'm going down to Devon in June, so I'll be taking you along for that, and we'll do some videos, and Mike's already suggested a few things that I might want to film, which would be great because it spread the word about demountable truck campers or campers. So, and also don't forget to push the little like button, because that spreads the analytics as well. So until the next episode, episode 7, I wish you all the very best, and thank you very much for coming this far in the video, and I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye for now.